Part 1, Superhero Robots. The following video is based on a real-life invention filed with the United States Patent Office called, the Practical Time Machine. 22 patents were filed between 2006 to 2009. Components of the Practical Time Machine are used in permutations and combinations to build any superhero from Marvel Comics or DC Comics. These are robotic superheroes known as super-intelligent robots. I use superheroes as an analogy to super robots because that's what they are. With the success of human-level artificial intelligence, we, the human race, can build robots that can think and act just like humans. The next logical step is to advance the technology and build super robots that go beyond human-level intelligence and abilities. Basically, the definition of a super-intelligent robot is a self-aware entity imbued with intelligence and abilities that exponentially exceeds a human. For all intents and purposes, a super-intelligent robot should have all three attributes: 1. Superintelligence, 2. Supermobility, 3. And superpowers. Super-intelligent robots is similar to superheroes because they are superior to humans. Both inherit basic characteristics of humans, but greatly exceed them in terms of intelligence and abilities. The patent that viewers should analyze, and directly relates to this video, is patent number 12/471382, entitled, Practical Time Machine Using Dynamic Efficient Virtual and Real Robots. Approximately 22 total patent applications were filed with the USPTO on this invention from 2006 to 2009. Priority. Components to the Practical Time Machine, comprising 1. Human-level artificial intelligence. 2. Super-intelligent robot. 3. Atom manipulator. 4. Digital timeline of Earth that tracks every atom, electron, and EM radiation for the past, present, and future. 5. Virtual United States government system. The components of the Practical Time Machine is used in permutations and combinations to build any type of superhero robot. For superheroes like Professor X, his powers are psychic abilities, mind control, and remote viewing. Cable is a cyborg and can teleport. For other characters, like Thanos, it's targeted time travel. Developers have to construct these robots according to each character's superpowers and physical characteristics. In this video, the actual blueprints to a robot version of Wolverine or the T-1000 will be disclosed. The first component is self-explanatory. The super-intelligent robots are exponentially smarter than humans. What a human worker can do in 30 years, a super robot can do in less than 1 second. The fourth item is a technology that tracks every atom on Earth. The artificial intelligence is using these atoms as forensic evidence to predict past events. The technology is basically tracking each atom on Earth for the past, present, and future, every nanosecond. The atom manipulator is a machine that uses EM radiation to manipulate objects, most notably atoms, from the environment. It generates intelligent pressure or controlled force fields to move atoms, merge atoms to form molecules, break molecules apart, or manipulating elemental parts of an atom like electrons, and protons, neutrons. In turn, the intelligent pressure creates ghost machines. These ghost machines are non-physical robots that work together to do manual labor. The virtual United States government is a law system that governs robots, virtual robots, and super-intelligent robots. We know through the media these machines are dangerous and all-powerful. The system is put in place to make sure they won't break laws of the U.S. Constitution. The most important one is a robot cannot harm or kill a human being. Wolverine or the T-1000 has the ability to heal wounds from any part of his body. In the case of the T-1000, if his left arm is chopped off, The robot is fully capable of recuperating his left arm, atom by atom. In the case of Wolverine, he can heal his entire body quickly, as wounds are being created. The healing process not only restores his skin, but other body parts as well, such as his heart, kidney, and lungs. The components required to build a robotic Wolverine are, a super-intelligent robot, the atom manipulator, and a digital timeline of Earth. The digital timeline provides the master files of Wolverine's atomic states. External super-intelligent robots are using the atom manipulator and the digital timeline to manipulate Wolverine's body at a molecular level. If Wolverine has a long cut on his chest, the supercomputer will take a master file of Logan, before and after the wound, and control the atom manipulator to fully restore his skin and organs to a before state. Thus, the atom manipulator is actually breaking his skin and organs around the wound into tiny atoms and merging them back to its before state at a molecular level. Referring to diagram 22A, molecules are being manipulated at an atomic level. Atoms are merging and breaking apart continuously. Simultaneously, these molecules and atoms are also being moved and positioned in fixed locations relative to space and time. This technology is more advanced than nanotechnology because there are no physical machines or nanobots doing the work. It's simply a device that uses EM radiation to push atoms around. Different forms of EM radiation are used to affect objects in our environment, ranging from microwaves, to sound waves, to sonar. The atom manipulator has to understand the atoms, by having the AI track them, and then having the AI find strategies to manipulate them. This method is also used by the T-1000 to restore its body to a before state after a gunshot wound or a body part is sliced off. Some superheroes, like Superman and the Hulk, have thick skin and bullets bounce off its surface. The atom manipulator can emulate thick skin by either creating a thick force field on the surface of the skin, or it can take high-density atoms and merge them with the skin. The skin can also be flexible and malleable by having the atom manipulator apply constant change to it. For example, the skin can stretch or thicken on command. This is accomplished by monitoring the composition of the skin and manipulating it according to the host's needs. If the superhero is in a romantic state, the skin will loosen up and turn soft. If the superhero is being attacked by high-velocity bullets, the skin will solidify to protect itself. With the information just disclosed, I can therefore conclude this T-1000 is unkillable. Nothing on Earth can kill this thing. No knives, guns, bombs or entire military can slay this super robot. Even if you throw repeated nukes at this robot, the result will be disappointing. The atom manipulator will always be able to restore the robot's body to its original state. To better understand how this healing power works, let's go into the details of the atom manipulator, in terms of data structure and functions. Diagram 4A depicts the atom manipulator. It has the ability to control atoms or molecules from a distance using EM radiation, such as microwaves, sound waves, X-rays, artificial magnetic fields, etc. The supercomputer is controlling the atom manipulator to generate something called intelligent pressure. In addition, the supercomputer uses a perfect digital timeline of Earth. This timeline tracks every atom on planet Earth for the past, present, and future, every nanosecond. The abilities of the atom manipulator is to generate intelligent pressure to move atoms around, trap atoms in a fixed location, apply energy to break apart molecules, or merge atoms together to form complex molecules. With these abilities, it can build any type of ghost machine to do work. A ghost machine is a non-physical machine that can do anything a physical machine can do. Here is a ghost machine to turn a bottle cap. Intelligent pressure is used to hold the bottle in place so it doesn't move. Next, intelligent pressure is applied to the cap in a counterclockwise manner. This will screw the cap off the bottle. Different types of molecules or force fields can be created from thin air to form any shape or size tools to do work. The key here is to create structured force fields to replace physical tools. The elemental actions are the hold, grip, push, twist, and pull. The supercomputer has to do these elemental actions according to the limited space available. If a goal is to screw a nail, a ghost machine has to do this according to the empty space available. An intelligent force field is created and it can come in different sizes and shapes. This force field can perform the following actions: hold, grip, push, twist and pull the nail. The ghost machine can also cut a board in half. It uses lasers to break apart individual molecules in specific areas. An alternative is to build a knife out of metal particles and use intelligent pressure to move the blade. The opposite is true, whereby two separate boards are molecularly combined. With these elemental actions the ghost machines can do anything. Let's look at a very complex example. This diagram shows thousands of ghost machines generated by the computer to assemble a car in the fastest time possible. Each ghost machine do different things. Some machines screw caps on and others combine metal frames together. From start to finish the atom manipulator can assemble a car in less than 3 minutes. The supercomputer is responsible for the intelligence and coordination of each ghost machine. A faster way to assemble a car is to build the car at an atomic level. The atom manipulator is building the car, atom by atom, by moving atoms around, merging atoms together to form complex molecules, or positioning atoms in a fixed location. This process takes less than 10 seconds to build a car. Ghost machines can come in different sizes and shapes. It can manipulate large objects like a building or small objects like a water molecule. The ultimate goal for the ghost machines is to manipulate individual atoms and molecules. One example is ripping a person apart atom by atom and putting all the pieces back together again. If this technique is perfected, the human race needn't worry about old age or death. The most fundamental question is, how do we kill the T-1000? Well, according to the blueprints, the T-1000 gets its healing powers from the atom manipulator. Theoretically, if we take out the atom manipulator, the robot won't have the ability to regenerate itself and we can, therefore kill it. This is not going to be easy. The super robot can have a number of atom manipulators and each atom manipulator can be located on or off the robot. In this example, there are 3 atom manipulators the T-1000 is using. One is mounted on his hand, the second one is located a few feet from the robot, and the last one is a satellite located high above the Earth's atmosphere. Given that no other atom manipulator is added to the group, it might be possible to kill the T-1000 by destroying all 3 atom manipulators. The atom manipulator is important because that is the device that can manipulate the robot's physical body. Each atom manipulator must work together in a group to manipulate atoms of the robot. The atom manipulator also contains computers that comprise super-intelligent robots that process information to allow tasks to be accomplished. All atom manipulators from the environment must be destroyed in order to make the T-1000 vulnerable. If 2 out of the 3 atom manipulators are destroyed, the remaining one can still manipulate the robot's body. Imagine an atom manipulator as a smartphone or any electronic device. Collectively, all electronic devices in the future will be able to collaborate with each other to accomplish tasks, and any number of these atom manipulators can be used on one T-1000 or millions of T-1000s. Part 2, Data Structures, the blueprints to building any robotic superhero. In the second half of the video I will describe both the super-intelligent robot and the practical time machine in great details. How does this super-intelligent robot work? Here is the data structure of my super-intelligent robot. First, you need a humanoid robot with human-level AI. This means the robot has intelligence and skills of a human at a college level. The robot has a built-in virtual world and has the freedom to enter and exit said virtual world at any given time. Inside the virtual world is a simulation of real-world environments. The robot's brain will be tricked in these simulations to produce results. The basic idea behind this invention is to have the robots do work inside a virtual world instead of the real world to save time. The robot uses the following steps to solve a complex problem in 1 second. 1. Identify a problem to solve and enter the virtual world. 2. Set the environment of the virtual world and generate teams of virtual robots. 3. Do work in virtual world. 4. After problem is solved, exit virtual world and enter real world. Let's say the robot wanted to write an operating system. The virtual robots are structured like a software company and they work inside the virtual world for 30 years to write an operating system. 30 years inside a virtual world is like 1 second in the real world because the computer can fast forward time. If you look at Microsoft, they needed 30 years and thousands of human programmers in order to write the Windows 10 operating system. My psychic robot can do the same task of writing an operating system, in less than 1 second. This robot can solve any given problem in 1 second. It can write a book, find a permanent cure to cancer, do 30 years of research, make a movie, solve a long math equation, or do any college assignment, in less than 1 second. So, that is the basic idea and summary of my psychic robot. This technology is also known as a super-intelligent robot. Inside the virtual world, each copy of the robot, called virtual robots, have their 5 senses and mind tricked to believe that events are happening. They won't know the difference between events in the real world and the virtual world. I think of this method as robots dreaming of doing work. Depending on the type of work the super-intelligent robots have to do, the procedures inside the virtual world are different. In the description part of this page is a link to my super-intelligent robot and it contains detailed description of these 4 applications. 1. Robots that uses a virtual world to predict future events in less than 1 second. 2. Robots that can accomplish 30 years of work inside a virtual world in less than 1 second, writing the source codes to an operating system in 1 second is one example. 3. Robots that learn knowledge or do training inside a virtual world in less than 1 second. Learning to fly an airplane is one example. 4. Robots that do work, in both the real world and the virtual world, and accomplish tasks in the fastest time possible by maximizing work in the virtual world and minimizing work in the real world. Building a house in 3 days is one example. For instance, if super-intelligent robots wanted to build a house in the real world, they will have to switch from the virtual world to the real world to do work. For complex prediction tasks like predicting the digital timeline of Earth, the team structure of the robots look like this. Notice they aren't hierarchical in nature. There are billions of structured virtual robots trying to predict past events on planet Earth. 3 massive corporations are set up in the virtual world. These 3 corporations are competing with each other to predict past events. The reward is, Whomever predicts an event in Earth's past first, receives the copyrights to that information. For example, if Company 2 predicts the exact atom-by-atom event of the O.J. Simpson case, Company 2 will receive the copyrights to that information. Not to mention bragging rights. The team structure of virtual robots inside the virtual world can be anything. It doesn't have to be hierarchical in nature. It could be a company structure, a government system similar to the United States, it could be a competition between rivalry companies, etc. These virtual robots can be set up in any structure and manner to accomplish tasks. The team structure will depend on what objectives the robot wants to accomplish. Only one robot is responsible for setting the environment and extracting information from the virtual world. How do I make the robot smarter? I propose 3 methods in the patent application. 1. Increase the length of future predictions. The farther into the future the robot can predict, the smarter it becomes. For example, if Microsoft builds a robot that can predict 2 minutes into the future, and I build a robot that can predict 5 hours into the future, that means I have a smarter robot. 2. Imbue the robot with quick body movements and reflexes, like Superman. 3. Increase the speed of the robot's mind so time can slow down and the robot has the ability to control time. He can act with normal time or act by slowing time. The final result is a robot that can accomplish any work in the real world or the virtual world in the fastest time possible. The robot's goal is to maximize work in the virtual world and minimize work in the real world. Normally it would take 30 years for a team of human beings to build an operating system, and it takes 1 year for a team of human beings to build a house. My super robot can write an operating system, inside a virtual world, in less than 1 second. However, because physical work has to be done in the real world, it takes my super intelligent robots 1 week to build a house. Certain things like drafting the blueprints to the house or researching the cheapest materials can be done inside a virtual world. The actual building of the house must be done in the real world. In order to build a character like Quicksilver, the robot's mind has to speed up. In the real world, the faster it senses and thinks based on the current environment, the slower time becomes. Equipped with supermobility, whereby he has the ability to move body parts quickly, he can essentially freeze time. Time dilation can be controlled. He can use normal speed or quick speed to perform actions. Quicksilver is an exemplary example. He is one of the most powerful superheroes in the Marvel Universe, and has the capacity to kill 1,000 human beings in under 1 minute with his bare hands. This is a very disturbing fact, but that's why super-intelligent robots are regarded as dangerous and considered an existential threat to humans. Practical time machine. There are primarily 3 parts to my time machine. The super-intelligent robots is the central intelligence of the invention. They use the perfect timeline of Earth to track and understand the behaviors of atoms. Next, the super-intelligent robots use the atom manipulator to manipulate objects in the real world. Diagram 4a depicts the atom manipulator. It has the ability to control atoms or molecules from a distance using EM radiation, such as microwaves, sound waves, X-rays, artificial magnetic fields, etc. The supercomputer is controlling the atom manipulator to generate something called intelligent pressure. In addition, the supercomputer uses a perfect digital timeline of Earth. This timeline tracks every atom on planet Earth for the past, present, and future, every nanosecond. The abilities of the atom manipulator is to generate intelligent pressure to move atoms around, trap atoms in a fixed location, apply energy to break apart molecules, or merge atoms together to form complex molecules. With these abilities, it can build any type of ghost machine to do work. A ghost machine is a non-physical machine that can do anything a physical machine can do. Here is a ghost machine to turn a bottle cap. Intelligent pressure is used to hold the bottle in place so it doesn't move. Next, Intelligent pressure is applied to the cap in a counterclockwise manner. This will screw the cap off the bottle. Different types of molecules or force fields can be created from thin air to form any shape or size tools to do work. The key here is to create structured force fields to replace physical tools. The elemental actions are the hold, grip, push, twist, and pull. The supercomputer has to do these elemental actions according to the limited space available. If a goal is to screw a nail, a ghost machine has to do this according to the empty space available. An intelligent force field is created and it can come in different sizes and shapes. This force field can perform the following actions: hold, grip, push, twist and pull the nail. The ghost machine can also cut a board in half. It uses lasers to break apart individual molecules in specific areas. An alternative is to build a knife out of metal particles and use intelligent pressure to move the blade. The opposite is true, whereby two separate boards are molecularly combined. With these elemental actions the ghost machines can do anything. Let's look at a very complex example. This diagram shows thousands of ghost machines generated by the computer to assemble a car in the fastest time possible. Each ghost machine do different things. Some machines screw caps on and others combine metal frames together. From start to finish the atom manipulator can assemble a car in less than 3 minutes. The supercomputer is responsible for the intelligence and coordination of each ghost machine. A faster way to assemble a car is to build the car at an atomic level. The atom manipulator is building the car, atom by atom, by moving atoms around, merging atoms together to form complex molecules, or positioning atoms in a fixed location. This process takes less than 10 seconds to build a car. Ghost machines can come in different sizes and shapes. It can manipulate large objects like a building or small objects like a water molecule. The ultimate goal for the ghost machines is to manipulate individual atoms and molecules. One example is ripping a person apart atom by atom and putting all the pieces back together again. If this technique is perfected, the human race needn't worry about old age or death. Conclusion. I published a book recently called, How to Build Robotic Real Superheroes from Marvel Comics and DC Comics. In the description part of this video is the link to the free book. It describes the step-by-step instructions to building any custom superhero. Superheroes covered in my book include, Dr. Manhattan, Invisible Woman, Professor X, the T-1000, Wolverine, Green Lantern, Doctor Strange, Cyclops, and Jean Grey. The T-1000 liquid metal is powerful because his body is indestructible. Quicksilver can think and act fast. Professor X has remote viewing and psychic abilities. Finally, Thanos can control time and reality. We can combine all these superheroes to build an invisible super-intelligent robot that cannot die. Think about it. The T-1000 cannot be killed. He is impervious to knives, guns and bombs. Quicksilver can kill 1,000 human beings in less than 1 minute with his bare hands. Doctor Strange can see into the future and predict all future outcomes. If we combine all these powers together, we have an indestructible robot. Finally, the artificial god is a government that comprises billions of super-intelligent robots. And presumably the artificial god is the most powerful entity anyone can build.